Hey guys, Eric here with a requested run. It is a Lich, DisplacementBolt, Blizzard, Cluster Grenades hard mode run. And I can definitely see how this is a really hard run to make work. You have DisplacementBolt as your only stun, which is a totally reliable stun, but at the same time a really scary stun, because positionally you have to be very aware of how you're using it, unless of course you double swap with it like that. The sort of most obvious build around me skill here is the Blizzard. Blizzard scales really well with skill points, and as a Lich, you almost always want to immediately level up one skill because you're basically getting double value out of those upgrades via renewed focus. You also have really terrible attack, speed, and damage as a Lich, bad movement speed and health, so you want to prioritize some kind of survivability. You especially want to prioritize some kind of movement speed. And then you have good skill mastery, so again, that's just further encouraging you to build around some kind of skill. So I think you could go DisplacementBolt, which gives you a lot of control over the fights, but is a little bit awkward, especially early on, to use. Or you could go Blizzard as your main skill. This go through, I'm going to try to do Blizzard, and we'll see how it goes. I want to see what's at the shop. Why not? Okay, so this is pure support for an attack damage build. I don't think it's a crazy idea. It's kind of crazy. Cluster Grenades and Blizzard are kind of synergistic. They're going to hit the same area. The Blizzard's going to keep guys in that area. But again, I just don't expect to be building around my attack damage at all. And so I'm just going to pick up the Dust to try to make sure I have good options in the next world. And actually, now that I think about it, I probably didn't even want that Dust, because I probably want to make sure I have enough money to upgrade my skills. And I really want to, immediately get level 2 of Blizzard or DisplacementBolt, whatever I'm building around. Oops, I already got myself hit. Very easy to get hit when you have low movement speed. Alright, so I'm going to try to focus a little more now. Okay, so I just double bolted that guy for a little bit of damage without either of us really moving. I'm going to double Blizzard here because I don't want to be next to him. It's a little bit of a scary spot he was in. Okay, I'll double Blizzard here. And then I Displacement Bolted to the guy in the very back. Okay, I have to be a little more careful. Just woke up, so I'm running into a few more meteors than I would like. There, I just Displacement Bolted to try to get to sort of a more favorable position. Double Blizzard there. Okay, I can pop my healing potion, but I'm going to assume that I can beat this guy without much trouble. So I'm going to keep a good distance. One thing to keep in mind with this build is you really have infinite range. I mean not infinite range on your Blizzard, but you have a ton of range on your Blizzard. So you don't have to get close to guys. If it's a guy, it's kind of scary to dodge up close, and this guy's not super scary. In fact, sometimes, in some ways, it's easier to dodge up close, but if you want to, you can keep a good distance from your enemy. I'm not swapping here except for right there. Oops. I got myself hit again. I was trying to show off swap as a way to dodge a projectile, but I swapped into some nasty terrain. So, I mean, you can definitely see this is a frail setup. It would be very easy to get myself killed. Again, there's support for cluster grenades. I'm almost tempted actually to just... I'm tempted to go cluster grenades, but I want to show a more traditional Lich build. I do have a bunch of dust, and the Gnomish Dustblade has shown up. So I'm going to pick that up because it's just an awesome overworld item modifier to use for scouting. I'm going to move up here and pop off my Dustblade and hopefully reveal a gold mountain, but if not, I expect it to do some scouting work. Because it increases the area of effect, it's almost like a mini spyglass wherever you are. And I am not going to break this Sepicles statue. Again, because I'm a Lich, because I have no reliable stun, I really need something to keep me alive. If I had a reliable stun, I would probably build around that as my primary skill. But lacking that, in a lot of these fights, you feel really helpless. You're kind of at the mercy of whatever the enemy is doing to you. And so what I'd like to do instead is get a bunch of movement speed, so then I can really fly around the fight. That'll also help with my cooldowns. Cooldowns are always a good thing. Sepicles is always useful, whatever your build. He's more traditionally provides support for attack damage builds. Actually, I'm going to move up one more spot just so I can hit almost everything with this dust. I'm killing the Necromancer first because I don't want him raising these other guys. I don't want to have to fight them twice. And I really should not have scared away the Grenadier. So one thing you can do from infinite range is just blizzard yourself and then swap a guy into it. Double blizzard yourself. It's not something I expect to do much, but it's also not the worst thing. Okay, so this is a great spot to dust. First off, I know I'm going to see both sets. I'm going to have both set dealers dusted, so there's a very good chance I can make progress towards completing a set right away. And I'm going to hit 5 of the 7 mountains, which means I very likely will reveal the treasure mountain. Okay, so there's the treasure mountain, there's the wise, they're both wise men. Also, by dusting near the mountains, I was increasing the chance of seeing wise men, and wise men are really my biggest priority. So the question is, do I race up to level 3 with my blizzard, or do I kind of hit the gold mountain, see what the sets have to offer me, and just upgrade once with wise men, kind of ignore this part of the map? I think I'm going to do that. I'm hoping for some set support for this build. Again, by swapping to the back, I got that displacement bolt to go through several of my enemies. And it will mini-stun them, and it will damage them when it does that. So it's a great burst damage. And I absolutely think you can build around displacement bolt with this loadout. But I'm trying Blizzard because I feel like this will be maybe the more traditional first guess as the better build around me skill. It's always tricky when you have a Lich and you really want to focus on one particular skill. It's tricky to know how well you can build around any given skill in this game. But in fact, I do think that you can build around either of these two skills. And you can build around almost any skill if you support it with items right. Okay, so in terms of sets, there's Shadow Form and Grandmasters. Those are both good spellcaster sets. Those will leave me as a bit of a glass cannon. Shadow Form is really funky with Displacement Bolt. So it can be good if you're really focusing on your bolt, but it can be a little confusing too. I think I'll go ahead and pick them both up. And so I kind of want to pick that up because it's a great stat boost for 80 gold. The Phoenix set is very, very stat efficient, but it's not on sale, so I'm not going to, and I want to make sure I have enough gold to upgrade at the Wise Men. So I'll probably hit the Wise Man. That'll take me down to 105 gold. So I'll have 205 gold from this fight. That'll take me down to 105, then 125. Then I could only buy one piece from the blacksmith. I'd really like to buy 2 because both the Grandmaster's helmet and 2 pieces of Shadow Form are potentially in that pool. So let's see, if there's like a mini boss over here, I'll probably hit that first and then like teleport here if the shadow gets too close, so that hopefully I can buy 2 set pieces. That would be ideal. Okay, I should probably attack with my main weapon. I should swap through everybody for the bonus damage. Okay, so that was pretty lucky. There is in fact a mini boss here. Am I going to stay ahead of the shadow? So I'm going to hit the mini boss. Shadow will be up 1. Hit the wise man. Yeah, so I can do this. I can mini boss wise man, so I can get my blizzard to rank 2, which is a huge thing. It's a Lich, you absolutely got to get that core skill up to rank 2 right away and get value out of your racial. And then hopefully I'll be able to buy 2 pieces at the set dealer. There's also a chance that the set dealer will only have one of the sets I want. There's no chance he won't have either set because I've dusted that blacksmith. He will definitely have 2 options for sale. And so it's really just a matter of, does he have both of the ones I want, or does he only have one that's missing that other set? And if he is missing the set I want, then I will definitely have seen the 5th set in the world, so I'll know if there's another set that I want to pick up on this run. But I expect to be able to advance both my sets. Okay, so actually this is super lucky. Both the skill I want and renewed focus, which is good for amplifying the skill once I built it up a bit, are on sale. So I don't think I even needed to hit that mini-boss. I will definitely pick up Blizzard on sale. That's going to be my build-around skill this time. And in order to get to the blacksmith ahead of the shadow's just south of it, I need to go ahead and teleport. So, okay, so another on sale item. This is a great start to a run. So now I have 2 almost complete sets. That does mean I will be kind of weak right now, but you notice getting that level 2 in my Blizzard made a huge difference in my DPS. Again, unlike anyone else, you're getting double value from that first Wise Man upgrade. Okay, so again, my strategy, I could put this guy wherever I want by casting Blizzard twice on myself and then swapping him in. And then I can just kind of run around the map. Then I really do have like an infinite range skill. The other alternative is to just use the long range on my Blizzard skill and cast it directly on him like that, and just sort of swap whenever I'm like really scared about getting hit. Now I have to be careful because there are these like bullet hazards in this map. If I just swap into him to try to dodge his shot, I might swap into the hazard, so I have to be a little careful. Alright, so that fight wasn't too bad. Okay, again I'm going to try to abuse my dust for scouting here. I'm going to move here and pop it. Obviously I'm not getting any extra value out of the dust against these mountains, but I might reveal this mountain as gold. And I'm hoping to reveal just a big chunk of the center of the map, so I know where like those set dealers I'm looking for are. I need both the jeweler to complete Grandmasters and the blacksmith to complete Shadowform. I don't think I have what it takes to Merciless, but let's see. Okay, so my level 1 Blizzard does in fact kill, but I have no cooldown reduction. I have no good way. Yeah, I'm just going to be overwhelmed if I try to go Merciless, unfortunately. Oh no, I didn't realize that guy was so close. So by trying to go for the Merciless, I totally screwed up and lost 5 gold. Basically, if you don't have enough damage, you need to be really careful about trying to Merciless. Merciless those minigames, you're just going to end up screwing yourself, as I did. So that was sad. Okay, I do need both these. This isn't really ideal. It's really cool, actually, to kind of see everything right away. But this is not what I was hoping for in terms of layout. So I need to decide in what order do I hit all this stuff. I think I'll go ahead and burn my teleport just to avoid... no, I'll walk. I'll walk. This is going to be basically all I do. I am going to blow up this Furere altar right away. I've already decided that I want to make 7 Please my god. And those lightning bolts are really tricky. I'm already kind of do worst in fights like this where I have one enemy. Since I've gone Blizzard build, I really have very, very powerful area of effect. It's great for clearing out those mines. But I have crappy movement speed still because I haven't got any Furere favor yet. And I'm not so great at single target damage, so walk into the Blizzard myself. Okay, so I'm making this real slow walk here. So again, Blizzard is going to be amazing in these large AoE fights because it's not only doing a lot of damage over time, it's slowing these guys, which means that they're much easier to dodge. Even though I have the crappy movement speed, it's going to be really easy to dodge them too. And again, actually my movement speed, yeah, my movement speed is still bad, but Shadowform will give me movement speed once I get another piece of it. Okay, so the Magic Bauble's a great stat booster. This is a great stat booster too, but if I buy it, I'm worried I'm not going to have enough money to complete these 2 sets. So I'm not going to buy it right now. I'm going to buy just more Warp Stones for the moment. I know I have Gnomish Dustblade. Again, I have this super upgraded dust as a way of scouting the map, and I still have a couple spyglasses, so I just want to make sure I had the Warp Stones to support those items. Again, Halloran is not the god that I kind of decided I wanted to go. It was kind of silly of me to make my choice just based on one random altar. I really could have maybe switched into either Halloran or Furere based on seeing their temples here, but I think that that Sepicles is the much safer choice in terms of getting you some movement speed. So I wanted to show off that path. I think Halloran's also a relatively safe choice. Okay, so there's a question here. Do I hit the mini-boss then hit the jeweler, and then teleport to the blacksmith. I'm not going to do that because I really suck against mini-bosses. There's a chance the mini-boss could kill me. Again, as I was... yeah, I can't even talk in the morning. As I was describing earlier, I have really good area of effect damage, but I'm really bad at controlling one really scary enemy. So I'm just going to go straight to the jeweler. Okay, I get to complete my Grandmaster set. That's great. My skills are now dealing way more damage. I'm going to destroy Necros's temple, and I just revealed Sephocles' altar. Or Sephocles' temple, I should say. So that is going to be who I want. I swapped that guy out to prevent him from eating. Okay, so I'm going to snag the blacksmith. Hopefully he has my set piece. And he does on sale. So this is good luck. This run, I think, has started really well. I'm going to teleport back to get rank 1 of Sephocles. So these guys are fast moving, but as soon as they step into my blizzards, they're really not scary. So I'm keeping my range here. That is an advantage of this particular build, is all your stuff has tons of range. So now I have some movement speed. And I will probably could pick up more overworld items. I'll go ahead and just stockpile warp stones. I really like the way I can scout in this run. So I just want to have control over where I go. And so now that I have some movement speed, I'm up to 112 movement speed, both from completing the Shadow Form set and from picking up rank 1 of Sephocles' Favor. I now feel super, super strong. I have this double powerful blizzard. I have no problems with survivability. I mean, I still have a low HP pool, which is probably something I should address. But the fact is I can get out of the way of anything quite easily. So I think I'm going to start just rushing a little bit with this run because I think I got a pretty lucky start. I don't think there's a good excuse for me not to be successful here. I still don't think I can Merciless clear. It's so tricky to Merciless. This Blizzard is primary. Let's try. I do have good damage now, so there's at least the possibility. And you see, like, my Shadow Form is double displacement bolting for me, which is kind of nice. Okay, so I did get the Merciless Defense there. It's mostly possible because I just had really good damage now via the Grandmaster's Legacy. I am going to go to Halloran, get a little more favor with Sephocles by destroying this temple. And again, I can kind of hit, like, all the enemies and the temple at the same time because it's crazy. Blizzard is good once you get it going. Again, that Shadow Form Displacement Bolt synergy is really working well for me. It's basically giving me a really good stun because my first bolt hits, I swap positions. Then my second bolt hits just at point blank. It just kind of tethers them to where I swapped them. Does a little extra damage, stuns them again. Very handy thing to have. I do want to hit another Wise Man if possible. I'm not really interested in the set dealers. I've completed both sets at this point. And so it's tempting just to pop this dust for scouting. I'm going to move one more space before I do so. At this point, I think I'd like to really hit a Bazaar. I haven't seen one yet. Okay, so I did not reveal Bazaar, but I did reveal sort of this whole path to the boss, so I can be very careful about how I pick my way through it. Again, there was, I think, a set that I'd be okay building, but I don't need to. So I do see a Wise Man. I really want rank 3 of Blizzard. I kind of like rank 2 of Renewed Focus. That'll really amp up my refreshed Blizzard. But I'm okay at this point with picking up stat boosters. I really wanted to see a Bazaar to maybe potentially see a massively swingy item. So I'm using my Displacement Bolt just to kind of get around the map a little bit. In this case, I want to swap that guy back into my Blizzard. But you see with my movement speed, it's really a game changer. I no longer feel super vulnerable with the Lich. And I think again, that's a critical thing to recognize with the Lich. If you see the opportunity to buy an HP or movement speed booster, at any point in the game, if you don't have one already, it's almost not optional. Again, Blizzard's on sale. I feel like this run is really lucky. So I'm gonna just go ahead and kind of like sprint to the boss. I have max level Blizzard now, and you see this is an absolutely dominant sort of skill to have at rank 3 with a little skill mastery support, which I do have at this point. I'm not going to bother getting rank 3 of Sepicles by hitting these temples. I do think it's a good idea, but I just think this run is so strong I should go ahead and rush to the boss. Anyways though, people hate buying movement speed and health, and it's not always a good idea to do it on like a daily, because on a daily it's all about time, but on a Lich run, if you're not worried about time, always great to have. Right, I'm just kind of rushing now. I will buy these. These are both providing skill mastery and cooldown reduction. They're just going to make me that much stronger. Just going straight to the boss because I don't see any way that I should really be losing this run. So I spread out the guys, you notice there, so that I don't have to fight these two at the same time. Now I'll just stack my blizzards on them to finish them off. So I'm going to go ahead and rush. Okay, that's good. That's good stats. I'm not going to complete that set. I'm just going to rush. Okay, against this guy, Displacement Bolt is a great skill for dodging. So I'm mostly just stacking up all my damage on him, but you saw like there, if I was really scared about getting hit by that 8-way bolt, which I might have been if, like, say the meteors had started falling from the sky at this point in the fight, I would have just gone ahead and swapped him. It's important to keep in mind that even though Blizzard does not do a full slow against bosses, they have a lot of resistance. Right there I used the bolt for a dodge. It's still slowing them, it's still making him fire off these flame waves at a slower rate than he would otherwise, and so it's still easier to dodge him. And so Blizzard is a really powerful skill, even against bosses where it feels a little bit clumsy to use. Okay, I think the scariest boss for this build, I mean, no one's that scary. I have great area of effect damage, that's going to be great against both Necros and Proctus. Halloran is kind of a Meleer type enemy, he's the least scary kind of guy to kill with a Blizzard build. I think the scariest guy is probably Furere because he just spams the whole screen with damage. And naturally, as a Lich, I have no HP pool, so I don't really have a large margin for error in that fight unless I were to buy an HP booster. Which again, if I was doing this in a real hard mode run, I would strongly encourage that you like pick up some kind of HP boost. But anyways, I have the least margin of error here. Margin for error. And you see I really suck against single targets. So this final fight should not be that easy. Even though I'm rushing now and foregoing a lot of damage up opportunities. Go ahead and pop my dust, see what's around me. Okay, so I could actually like make... Okay, so there's a health up. And so that's the kind of item that you should definitely be picking up on this kind of run. I would hopefully have a lot more of them if I was playing this run fully. I don't know that I actually have the DPS in the God Plane to Merciless. So I was using a little bit of a body block there. Oh, I just scared away a guy. So I think I actually could have Merciless here, but I scared away a guy with my cluster grenades, which are pretty useless at this point. Not too smart. So yeah, very good cooldowns at this point. With good cooldowns, you can usually Merciless Defense. And again, I don't recommend this as like the greatest strategy, but I'm just going straight towards the boss. Like here, I might as well buy these defensive items. You want anything with a little extra hit points. The Arrowfell Shield is probably actually really good against this guy. Yeah, I'll just keep spamming it off whenever I do my blizzard, if it's up. So I can use my Displacement Bolt as a dodge if I get in like a really scary position with this guy. Like right here, say, if I was scared by dodging those, I can just go ahead and Displacement Bolt my way out of it. There I wanted to use my Displacement Bolt. I'm dropping some flames. But mostly I'm just stacking up my Blizzard on him. Starting to attack a lot now. Not doing anything with my Arrowfell shield, I'm just kind of spamming it off. That one blocked the shot. Again, I can dodge that with my Displacement Bolt. And he's down. Alright, so thanks for watching. That was a Blizzard-focused version of this build. I think I had good luck with the shots early on, but you really see a little extra movement speed and health. Makes this Lich run so much more manageable, and it's so easy to just go off and become insanely powerful with one skill. You just have to make sure you survive to do that as a Lich.